Hi, I'm Sean Holley and I'm in the hot seat today with Tom May. This is Cafe U20 Mark III.
Well, I've traded in the Scotsman and I've got a Welshman. Sean Holley, great to have you with us. Top-class coach, top-class broadcaster. It took you time to get down to the south of France. Run us through some of the names that you've seen graduate from the under-20s that you've managed to coach over the years.
Yeah, delighted to be here first, Tom. You know, my first commentary with the World Cup Under-20s Championship. Fantastic to be here. Yeah, I suppose I could drop a few names. Sam Warburton, lucky enough at national level. Last year's Lions Player of the Series, Jonathan Davis, and for a long, long time, halfbacks Dan Biggar and Rhys Webb. But no, seriously, I'm delighted to be here, and what a place to come for the championship. You know, down in the south of France, hotbed of rugby. I was in Béziers for match day 2, and it was a great occasion. 2 great games and a lot of fans. Can't wait for the next one.
It was a really tough afternoon, though, wasn't it, for the Welsh in round 2 up the coast in Béziers? Yeah,
Kiwi magic again, Tom. You know, they're so tactically astute, well led by Harry Plummer at 10, and big ball carrying props I was impressed with. And in the back line, so many threats in the back 3 in particular, and that man, Bailyn Sullivan, played a 13 in match day 1 on the wing in this game. I think the Aussies are going to look out for him.
They will have to look out for him, but I think they'll be really excited about this matchup. Australia and New Zealand, massive whenever we see those games. I chatted to Tate McDermott after the game, and he was buzzing about this fixture coming up. I was really impressed as well with Samisi Tupou and Isaac Lucas in the centre. Slightly different players, but wow, Tupou is one of the most powerful centres you'll see in this tournament. They scored some great tries. I'm looking forward to this one.
So, Tom, you've been here for the first 2 rounds. Now, who are the players that have really stood out for you early on?
I won't stray too far from the English fellas. I'll stick up for them. Jordan Olawofala, he's been outstanding. Gabriel Ibatoye, he was on the score sheet. Hasn't quite fired yet, but I reckon that will come. And Ben Loader as well. He got over the score sheet and made a couple of nice breaks. Marcus Smith, well, he's a real threat wherever he is on the field. I'm really impressed with Rory Brand. He's sharp. None of the first team at London Irish wanted to train against him, so that says something in itself. Scotland up next. The English go through if they win.
Yeah, the poor Scots, that's 2 losses now, puts them out of the semi-final reckoning. But a great win for the Argentinians, and another big win against Italy could put them in a semi-final spot. The race for that 4th spot in the semi-finals is really hotting up.
Yeah, and how good is it to see a competition with 8 teams still vying for a position to go through? I think the Welsh could be in with a shout. You'll be happy about that. They could come up with the best runner-up spot, which I think could be interesting. It's going to be tough against the Japanese. The Australians had to break them down, but the Welsh, it was the first win they ever got over Australia, wasn't it, in round 1? They'll take some confidence from that, and I think they'll also look at the defensive errors that they made against New Zealand and try and address that area, so I'm expecting a big performance from them.
But it really depends what happens in the other pools, doesn't it? But the big clash of match day 3 for me is France, the home team, against South Africa. Now, South Africa struggled a little bit last time out against Ireland. France, well, I worked on that game against Georgia. What an offloading game. 33 offloads, a big ball carrying back row. And look out for this number 8, young Jordan Joseph. What a player he's going to be. As for South Africa, what about this young player, Simelane?
Well, I worked on the South African game, and that was really interesting to see Simelane in the centre. Wow, he can sit you down, he can go round you. Well, he just ran in a hat-trick on exactly the same spot on the pitch. He's someone to certainly look out for. The South Africans, they lost Willemse halfway through the game, but actually seemed to get stronger, so I'm going to back them.
Well, it's going to be a tight one for sure, but you've got Emile Ntamaxson, Roman coming back at 10 likely, and, you know, that offloading game, France at home, it's Les Bluettes for me. Right, mate, that's Coffee Club done for this morning. Time to do a little bit more prep, but before we go, we're in Perpignan. What's all this about you coming out of retirement?
Well, Colin and I spent a bit of time in the USAP gym last week, staged a couple of photos, chucked them on Twitter just to see what would happen. Sounds like I've got a new deal.
Depends if they got enough euros.
Very, very true. Anyway, remember, you can catch up with all the highlights, features and insights from World Rugby on the Facebook, Instagram and Twitter accounts using @WorldRugby, and also use the hashtag World Rugby U20s. Au revoir.